proof we had $1 billion lottery.
Oh, is that that's 90 proof?
Yeah, $1 billion lotto.
Okay.
And then 100 we went.
I put that in there now. I did the 100.
What? Oh, zero accountability president.
Right, it's good.
I mean, he just joined the show, man. I wouldn't say that about him already.
No, not that.
Absolutely true.
Not that president. A different president. An unsuccessful.
I'm not your president.
You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to have the Steve Austin glass shatter before Levack came on. That was the thing I wanted to do. That would be good.
Myself.
Oh, I gotta find it.
I can just shatter something in here. I don't really care.
One
of these New York State Broadcaster Awards, just throw around the floor.
Are you going to get it?
No,
fine.
We're already in it. You're recording, right? So,
well, yeah.
This is like
I think I used too many F-bombs last week. So,
you really did. We're going to start like a swear jar. We're going to start donating to a Capital Region charity for your language.
And somebody texted me and said, "Wow, you got really fired up about that." Worst part was I didn't know which they were talking about.
In local news, donation from Area Podcast cures childhood cancer.
Yeah.
Saves all the puppies.
Yeah. And when asked for a quote, Dan Gadboy said, "Fuck it."
Here's another 10.
Barry said, "Fuck him."
Correct. All right, so we turn the music on. Right? It goes like that. Is that working? It's playing. Looks like it's playing. You hear it?
Playing? Yeah.
All right, let it go. We're going. Let's go on the other thing, and then we're ready to do the thing where we say the Rose and Bourbon podcast is a presentation of Godzilla Media, unless, of course, you think it really sucks, and then they maintain plausible deniability. I am Barry Gadboys, joined as always by my bro, Dan Gadboys, and very exciting, prolific special guest this week on the podcast, the Jeff Levack. What's going on, guys?
What's up?
How do you shut that music off, man? It just keeps going, huh?
It's loud. It's dramatic.
It was dramatic. Is that the Cameron Robbins special?
Yeah.
I like
it's
that.
custom. It's custom. It's off now. It's gone, right?
We're not paying for that. Rose and Bourbon Pod does not have the budget for licensing music.
I mean, if we win like a lottery or something, we could hire a guy. But for now,
we're I was actually I was going to do the Stone Cold Steve Austin glass shatter, but I figure Vince McMahon's out. He may have some free time to start surfing podcasts for lawsuits, so we'll hold off on that.
That is number one like villain for sound effects and podcasts. Like I've only had like 2 or 3 pulled off the web, but it's almost always a WWE song or something.
Of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is.
Do we not respect? Are we not showing respect for the man, for Vince? We're just going to shit on Vince now?
I mean, if he's into that, I know he's into a lot of stuff with women. So if Cleveland Steamers are in that list, I mean, sure. What I'm dying to know. So who that wrestler who offed herself in Long Island last year or the year before? I guess
this is getting dark right out of the gate.
Know, right?
Wow.
Well, really? Hey guys, thanks. I'm out of here.
Yeah, we just lost the Vax connection. What happened?
I guess there was some connection to her and Vince and possibly a inappropriate relationship, and I'm curious if how far that's going to mushroom, because I think this Vince man, I think this is just the tip. I think there's a whole lot of shaft left to go.
What is it? I don't know.
It's his new microphone. It's his new microphone.
I know you really are. You get that big giant microphone stuffed up in your craw.
Yeah, this big black.
If you're a fan of professional wrestling, or you ever were a fan of professional wrestling, you're a fan of what Vince McMahon built from the ground up. I mean, you got to respect Vince. You got to respect the game. That's all I'm saying. You got to respect the game.
I mean, is it fair to say that Vince made the wrestling industry, and that he's kind of a shitty guy?
Yeah, you can
is that fair?
I'm not saying he's a good guy. I don't know him. I mean, but he built the industry that millions of people love. And he built it. There's no professional wrestling. There's no AEW. There's no Monday Night Wars. There's none of all that stuff unless you got Vince McMahon.
I hate that we live in a world where I can't be a shitty person and have done something prolific. Realistically speaking, like like some of the best inventions and best people were also the biggest a-holes on the planet. Like Hitler was a great artist. Okay, let's just put it out there. He's a piece of shit human being, but he can paint. Like you go back, like the people who founded this country had slaves. All things have happened together. Me, I'm a terrible effing person, but I've been part of multiple championships for the Capital Region. These things happen. Dan, you're the worst guy I know, but you run great restaurants. I don't understand why we can't have both. Like I just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, fair, 100%. 100%.
Well, listen,
Barry, I don't even know what the hell you do. You're just a good guy.
I don't know about that.
Well, that's not. I mean, come on.
But I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right, in this room, you're the best guy here.
Well, I'll tell you what I could do for you is I could get you a deal if you're looking to go to a concert. Tickets for your favorite band, your favorite sports team, maybe the Empire, your favorite venue or more. Remember to buy your tickets at SeatGeek this summer. SeatGeek. Visit SeatGeek.com to search for the event that you want to buy tickets for this summer. And if your total ticket buy is over $50, use the promo code GAZ. That's GOZ, GAZ, and you get $20 off your $50 purchase. Any ticket purchase over $50 from SeatGeek, use a promo code GAZ to get $20 off your order. Save some money and enjoy the summer by using the SeatGeek.com promo code GAZ. Gaz, another good guy, good human being.
And he's not what an arrogant prick he is that he's the promo code. I mean, it's like
he's getting you $20 off.
Yeah, that's great. Fantastic. He also used to be the promo code for Hims, that erection stuff. So I mean, and Blue Chew. So I mean, he's promo coded up there, man.
All right, so here, let's get into our 80 proof. Cheers, Levack. What do you drink with there? A little Elijah Craig, I think you told us earlier.
Little small batch Elijah. Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me just do this because I knew I was on with you guys and I haven't drank in like 2 weeks. So it's a little bottle of Elijah Craig small batch.
Yeah. Hopefully, it gets through the show.
I was going to start earlier. I was like hoping we could do this like just like a prolific marathon show, and I would get through that. But
I mean, maybe we can get one of our sponsors to pay for a 24-hour get hammered with the Bourbon Bros, or Yankee Distillery. Maybe Yankee Distillery can make a product donation to us to raise some money for 24 hours consecutively. Just get wrecked with the Bourbon and Bros.
Well, what is it? Barstool does the case race. We could do like the pint race at least or something, right? We could just sit here and just throw back some icy bourbon.
Yeah, and I can only imagine how our show goes when we get wrecked. So
I know you came out of the gates with like 6 dick jokes, so I can't imagine if you were drunk.
Dude, this thing is enormous. Like it looks like a mushroom.
Sorry.
Tip. Like
Dan, stop.
Barry, has he always bragged about it? I mean,
well, he's always been a little delusional, is my guess. But what are you drinking, Dan? For God's sake, what are you drinking?
Yeah, I'm on the Adirondack Rye. My end of the Adirondack Rye bottle here from Stonebrook. Springbrook.
Get your spectacles if you need to.
Yeah, I should. So the little Adirondack Rye. You got a Miller Lite over there?
Yeah, I'm at the B&B Northern Command here. I'm up by the White Mountains, so my supplies are limited, and this is a good. Look, if you're out by the campfire, whatever, you need a little Milwaukee spring water. So that's what I'm working with tonight.
I think we know what happened here. We know what happened here. Barry, you're not going to sit with your brother and Levack and just get drunk on bourbon while we're at the camp. You can have a beer or two, but that's it.
That's Barry's version of sober right there. Is when I'm drinking the beer. I just have a case of Miller Lights. I don't have any bourbon. So
yeah, Miller Lite distributed by our great friends D. Crescenti in the Capital Region. And can we get some free beer, please? Yeah,
gold medal winner.
Yeah. All right, so let's belly up here for our 80 proof. We're going to start off with this JetBlue Spirit Airlines merger. So Barry, want to give a little backstory here?
All right, so here's the deal with this. So JetBlue, airline that we all know and love, is going to spend $3.8 billion, it looks like, to become the 5th largest U.S. carrier and take over Spirit Airlines. They'd become
I thought you could buy Spirit Airlines for like $19.99 and a chocolate milk.
I don't understand this move at all. I'll say this as a guy who travels a lot and used to hold JetBlue in very high esteem. I don't understand. This is like trading for me, like a sports team taking, like you take my franchise player and give me like the next 7 seventh round picks in the NFL. Like Spirit Airlines is during the pandemic. I had tickets before COVID on like American Delta, JetBlue, and Spirit. The only airline I lost money on was Spirit. Spirit actually didn't send my COVID money forward, which is fine with me. I only bought the ticket on Spirit because I was forced to for a personal trip. It is like flying on a prison bus. JetBlue, on the other hand, most legroom in coach, direct TV at all the seats, great service, good customer service, theoretically. This, to me, strikes of a terrible, terrible, terrible omen for JetBlue. I just don't get it.
Didn't they merge? JetBlue merged with American last year too, or the year before?
Well, they didn't merge with American, but they created what they call in the airline industry a code sharing partnership, where they didn't move in together, but sometimes they would leave a toothbrush at each other's house, so you could book American when you were at jetblue.com or vice versa. It did not work very well, mostly because American is a disaster. And by the way, American's a disaster, I believe, from when they bought US Air. US Air never merged into American very well. You could tell, like, oh, I'm on a nice American Airlines plane. And then like your next flight, you'd be like, oh, I'm on an Airbus. So this must be a US Air plane. In fact, it still says US Air on like the armrest, right? So that merger didn't go well. It dragged American down. JetBlue got dragged down by their American relationship, but they are going to totally shit the bed with the Spirit thing.
You don't think they can pull Spirit up a little bit, like make Spirit like an economy, like a, like a respected economy option?
That's a heavy lift. No, that would be. I mean, that's like. Yeah, I can't even come up with the fat guy analogy for what you're pulling up there. I mean, no way. No way.
You know what they're going to do? This is going to be their economy version. It's like, this is like,
right.
Oh, JetBlue, and then like JetBlue, discount or
right.
like one will be
like
JetBlue
Lexus
Plus.
and Toyota, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And what both those products are good, and from the sounds of it, one of these is not very good at
this
all.
Is gonna be like
to
Lexus and the store brand bicycle at Walmart. I mean, that's like, listen, when I say JetBlue is an airline where like they charge you for the water. You sit in the seat. The seats like plastic, like cop car seats.
It's
like
a Spirit
plastic,
you're talking about,
right? So, a Spirit, excuse me. Yeah. The cop car seats. The tray table is like a little thing of like it goes clang when you put it down. It's like made out of metal.
What's it like putting a tray table down? Us big guys don't know what that's like.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
Well,
tray tables. Those are things.
You can. I can T-Rex my computer when I need to. As sometimes it, depending on the type of plane, it might ride up on your belt line just a little bit, but you can still T-Rex the computer.
Yeah, no, I had a bunch of trips down to Florida for the Empire, and one of them was on one of like those tiny planes where it's like two seats on one side and one on the other. And I was that first time I ever had to go. I would like a seatbelt extender, please. And it was just my entire just soul fell out my ass into the which actually freedom of space. I didn't need a seatbelt extender for the plane, but there's no tray tables for me. I'm learning a lot. I've never been on JetBlue, Spirit, or in the back of a cop car. So like I'm learning so much from you, Barry. They're all okay. Teach me, Obi-Wan.
They all have their places.
Speaking of seatbelt extenders, embarrassing moment when I was flying to Tahoe. I was like, I get on the plane. I'm like, hey, can you just bring a seatbelt extender to 23C? She's like, yeah, of course. And I get to the seat and like, I didn't need it. So it's like, fuck yeah. Like, never mind, keep it. Don't worry about it.
You dropped that thing?
Yeah, but I'm like on the plane. I'm like, excuse me, miss, could you please just bring a seatbelt extender? And then I get to see it. I'm like, fuck, never mind. I don't need it. You can keep it. I'm not that fat. It's fine.
I tied it in a bow around her neck.
I just wanted to help with the display. There you go. This is how you do it.
Yeah. And then I got on my flight back, and I did need it, so I don't really understand how that worked, but whatever.
Well, you had a good vacation.
Yeah,
I had
that's true.
Super Bowl trip with Armin was my first co-host in the afternoon over on ESPN. And I get in, I sit down, I buckle in. I don't like to fly, so I'm a little like twitchy, whatever. This lady walks up and hands me the seatbelt extender. And I'm like, I didn't ask for that.
Without you asking for it?
No, this was like, and I was already buckled. I had plenty of space to spare. This lady, and she stopped. She looks like the face you get when you ask a person who's not pregnant how
yeah.
Like she's like, and and Armin's dying, and I'm pissed. I got like 3 free drinks on that flight. It was awesome.
That's amazing. But I think if we vote on the Spirit merger, I hope it's a good thing. I think it could be. So I'm going to be positive here. Bear, you think this is a tank?
I think this drags JetBlue down. I think they're, look, what set JetBlue apart was not that they didn't fly everywhere. They don't fly everywhere. That's why business travelers don't use them. But they do a great job at being who they are. And being the 5th largest airline in the country is not who they are. It totally changes the brand.
Jeff, any thoughts?
I've seen that happen with radio companies, to be honest with you. Where it's like we have this great.
That's another show.
Oh, interesting. All right. So we're going right to 100 proof. So
which is like this one company I worked for.
You got a phone call from Schenectady. I don't know who.
Hold on. The business model was, mid-sized small markets. All of a sudden, they go crazy trying to get a hold of Buffalo. That company doesn't exist anymore, and it got bought by a bigger company. So, right. I see what you're saying, Barry, because I lived it, in the corporate world. Not saying one company was better or worse than the other. Just look at where I work now.
Right. Yeah, look where everybody works. Somebody's down in Florida now, I believe.
Yep. All New Yorkers who have Jewish descent go down to Florida at some point, right? Isn't that a thing?
Oh, it's hot down there. It makes sense.
The smart ones get there. I'll tell you that. All right. 90 proof poured up. Mega Millions. Did you guys get your tickets? Are you guys in on this?
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
Right,
I'm a 300 million threshold guy.
Just to be so the drawing actually is just shortly after this podcast is recorded. So we're going to talk about what we would do with the cash value option of the jackpot for Mega Millions. As of today, July the 29th, is $742.2 million. The jackpot's over $1 billion. You could take home $742 million if you hit all the, I don't know how it works. I got a quick value to get all the numbers, and then you get the multiplier, whatever. You're talking $700 million cold hard cash. That's you can't even quantify that, right? I mean, you can't even imagine how much money that is.
Well, here's what I can tell you. Here, I'm going to go first here. There's the two things I would do with $742 million. The first is I would buy a local football team, and I would find the right person to be the team president to just take that team to championship level right away. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing I would do.
That won't take 7. And what are you going to do with the other 699?
The thing I would do is I'd call Robert Kraft, and I would find an Asian massage parlor in Florida, and I would get 8,939,759 Asian massages.
You wouldn't have skin left.
That's good. You're going to need some Aspercream or Icy Hot. What do you put on? Icy.
I wouldn't put Icy Hot there, man. I don't know what you're into, but that's.
Well, I've never gotten 8 million. I haven't even gotten one, let alone 8 million Asian massages. So
you could go to Asia and get all the massages. You don't have to
Yeah, but they wouldn't be $83 a pop, and I think that's what they go for down in Florida.
I believe that these were just therapeutic massages. I don't think there was anything untoward about this. I think
the only reason they were therapeutic was because you can't come anymore. It's just dust. So we didn't finish. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think therapeutic. Fine. It was a massage.
Let me tell you what, when Malcolm Butler intercepted that touchdown, both Mr. Kraft and I had an orgasm at the same time. So
I actually predicted that before it happened. That's my most famous Super Bowl coverage moment ever.
Yeah, Barry, did you know that?
You called that? No, I didn't know that. You called that.
Radio Row, never met this kid before in my life. We got a spotter with us who goes, all right, it's this guy, blah, blah, blah. So he goes up, he goes, hey, Levack, this is Malcolm Butler. He's a defensive back for the Patriots. So I turn around and start talking to him. And Armin, this is the same trip with the seatbelt extended, by the way, goes, Levack, you've had great predictions. Make a prediction for Malcolm Butler. I'm like, you're going to get in the game. You're going to make a big play. You're going to the Super Bowl. And legitimately, by the time the game was over, I looked down. I have 65 text messages. I have everything. And to this day, Malcolm Butler won't speak to me, that little turd. So,
really? I think he's turned a corner this season. Maybe you get a chance to talk to him this season.
Yeah,
I'm not interested anymore. Yeah, no, God. Wait, but can we just get back to the fact that Dan is Rob Zombie meets the Beverly Hillbillies when he gets money? He's the dark version of just redneck with money. Here's $700 million, Dan. What are you gonna do? Rub and tug? Arena football.
There's a breast exam on channel 13.
Yeah. Buy a still. He's gonna buy a still or a distillery.
Fuck yeah, some moonshine. Hell yeah. In all seriousness,
we're not gonna cure childhood cancer.
No.
Puppies.
We're gonna make some badass moonshine and get rub and tug.
we're not gonna go to Monaco. We're not gonna. We're going to what is it? Orchids of Asia Day Spa.
Right. We're not, even
Yeah,
going to
Florida.
Vegas. We're not even going to Vegas. We're going to like a strip mall in Hialeah. I mean, this is bad.
No, in all seriousness, I'd be in fucking middle of Montana. Nobody hear from me again. Nice knowing you.
I would pay someone to tell everyone who calls me looking for money to go F themselves.
I'll do that. I'll happily do that. I'll do it for free.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of articles out today. There's a guy who's like a lotto lawyer. He's like the lotto. So he's the guy you call when you win. Because if you win, you
Right.
don't go collect it. You don't run down the lottery office. You got to stay under the radar. You got to set up trust. You got to do grown-up stuff. Like people with money, we don't have money. And speaking at least for myself, money management is basically like a Folgers can. But if you got $700 million, I mean, you could like your kids could live off the interest if you're smart. So, I mean, you could get a couple rub and tugs and
maybe you give yourself an allowance. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm in a unique position because like I know the guy that is you would never expect to be the one that you would give that kind of cash to, but I would take a huge slice of that and I would hand it directly to Mike Corda, the guy who owns the Albany Empire, one of my best friends when I was in kindergarten. That dude would like take over the world with like $300 million and a handgun. He could take over the world. Like that's who he is. So like part of me would just be like, I just want to see this happen. Have fun. I'm going to be over here at Orchids of Asia Day Spa with Dan. Bourbons, bros, and handies.
I can't wait till this is the first podcast my wife listens to. It's going to be great.
That's awesome. Well, listen,
Remember when she used to think I was your good friend?
I'll be down at my Florida house on my boat. I not no rub and tugs or anything like that. I'll have like a wrap.
It's because your wife's home.
Right.
In the driveway.
Yeah. Where's
she's
Megan?
Not home
She's,
right now.
She's back there
She's
somewhere.
not home right now.
Yeah, he looks up from the camera and goes, "That's right, honey. I love you.
Yeah.
I don't need Sun Yi or any of those. None.
Yeah. I don't need some hot 19-year-old fawning over me. No way.
That's right. That sounds gross.
Yeah. What am I, Vince McMahon?
I'm a man.
What about Vince McMahon?
I don't run the WWE.
You
While we're
could
talking
$700 million.
You guys see this Rhea Ripley girl?
Yeah.
Or Rhea Ripley?
Yeah.
What? Oh, dude, Bear, you got to check her out. It does things for me I didn't know I did.
Right. Okay, thank you, because the back is a little manly.
Well, super manly. Also, she pins
rest?
every girl like she's like strapping them. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes, but have you seen what is it, Nikita Lyons or whatever her name is?
I was at the girl
She's
with
the one who like she does
the big booty hoe.
Yeah, she just she like does a split and drops on their face.
Yeah.
And like pins them.
Yeah.
It's like women's wrestling went from like let's hoe it up divas to this is going to be real and Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair and it's going to be respectable because Stephanie McMahon to let's throw our vajayjays in women's faces.
Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair are pretty attractive, but
right.
You see those Charlotte Flair nudes? I don't know.
Yeah.
You see those?
Well, they were brand new. You got to let them relax.
You guys are giving me a lot of homework to do here. So wait a minute. First of all, I'm not clear.
Remember, his wife's not home.
I'm not clear if I'm looking at Rhea Ripley or if I'm looking at Zach Wilson. I mean, is this the Jets?
Believe it or not,
or is this separated at birth?
Look at Google the way she pins somebody. It's impressive.
I'm not Googling that.
I'm telling you, you'll appreciate it.
No, I don't. Listen, I've seen Zach Wilson with dudes on top of him. I don't need to Google that. She looks like Zach Wilson.
I don't think Zach Wilson's that. I don't think he's that muscular.
He's definitely more feminine than she is.
It's the haircut. That's
you know what? She's a more feminine China. She's China.
Yeah,
she's a
fair.
feminine China without the surgeries.
Yeah, Barry. Did you know China did a porn?
Yes.
Well, I wasn't sure. You didn't know about anything else. I wasn't sure.
She did multiple.
Oh yeah, did you ever see that one with the wrestling one where she's in the ring?
She's like She-Hulk or some shit.
No, She-Hulk's a different one. That's also
okay.
That one got weird.
I don't know. It's whatever I find on YouPorn. I don't even.
So I'm aware of China's porn. Like China's porn career for me was about 30 seconds long because I was like, oh, that's interesting. But then I moved on to stuff that is actually porn worthy. So
she does a GB in a wrestling ring that I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is great. Now we're using porn code. on this podcast.
You told him he couldn't say the F word. Now you want him to straight up just say gangbang? Like, I kind of respect where he went there.
This program is brought to you by YouPorn and Asian massage parlors.
I really appreciate you guys inviting me on the very last episode of Bros and Bourbon. I think that was great.
Gaz right now regrets everything. That's all
Are you kidding? Gaz is just writing down everything he's Googling as soon as this episode is over. Promo code Gaz. There it is. All right.
Yeah, I don't even need my blue shoe for this.
Right, so we all agree. We all agree that we could make 700 million work, I guess.
Yeah. I think I've actually been one of those people who thinks about it, and I never think about the number. What would you do if you never needed money again? And it's like I've got a very small circle of people that I want to empower. Like it's no longer about what I want to do with the money, because realistically, this is what I want to do with the money. I just want to talk shit and have fun. But Dan, Dan, how much do you need to open the right restaurant? Boom, boom, boom. Barry, let's go just take over an airline. Obviously we need to, like those kind of things. Like there's people I would want to empower. And then the rest of it would just be, hey, if my kid ever speaks to me again, here's some money.
I feel like people who haven't talked to you in a long time, when you win 700 million, ring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude,
I want you to know, if you win 700 million, you'll be my first phone call.
You see, I posted on Facebook today. I go, listen, I just want everybody to know that if I win over $1 billion today, I just want you to know it's not going to change me at all. I didn't give you money yesterday, and I'm not giving you money tomorrow.
just like Jimmy Buffett used to say, if the phone doesn't ring, it's me.
There it is. I'm gonna buy a SWAT team instantly. That's it. And then the lawyer you talked about, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
And then you're off to Hialeah.
Yeah, actually, I got a buddy who's just militant. Here's your money. Move in downstairs until I figure this out.
There you go.
All right, 100 proof. 100 proof. Zero accountability. Oh, Jeff, that's not a nice thing to say about him.
Well, I mean, it's true. I haven't been to work in 2 weeks, so
That sounds nice.
I'm not talking about that president. We're talking about the president at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, who, instead of saying that he's going to fix the problems that we're all facing, gas prices skyrocketing, electric bills, not being able to find baby formula, the price of groceries, all that sort of stuff. Instead of saying, man, we're facing some challenges, we're going to dig in, I am the president, the buck stops with me, I'm going to fix it. He's out there well, is a recession really 2 quarters of negative GDP? I mean, who's to say? Really, a recession, according to Janet Yellen today, a recession is actually just a new phase of the recovery. So, if you're in recovery from alcohol, getting hammered is apparently just another phase of your recovery. This is.
That's advice from the Bros and Bourbon podcast.
Well, I mean,
write that down.
In his defense, he may not realize what a recession is anymore.
Yeah, that's fair.
He took that spill on a bicycle.
Yeah.
Who knows? He might have bumped his little melon. That could be a problem.
Well, you could be having a brain recession. That may be happening, right?
No. It's not a brain recession. It's the beginning of a brain
recovery.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I just want to go lowbrow with this out of the gate, which I know is going to surprise everybody. But do you think you said the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Do you think he has a note in his pocket that just says if found, please return to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Yeah, Mom, that old man's out in the lawn again.
It's on the tag of his bike helmet.
Oh, you know what he's got? It's a picture of freaking Kamala that says, "Bring me home or this,"
which is great motivation, by the way.
Oh my God, yes.
Dude, listen, he's giving you lessons right now. Even though he's pretty much incapable, I think, of stirring his own oatmeal, he's giving you a lesson right now, which is that no matter what you do in this life, at your job, you're going to have good days and bad days. And when you have a bad day, just be a freaking man and own it. Just say things are not going well, and I want to try to fix it. Instead of this BS, all the time, it's always dancing around what's really happening. It is a textbook lesson in how not to be a man. Be a man and own your friggin' problems.
Have you seen that Be a Man TikTok?
No.
You should check that guy out. I think that rant was a Be a Man TikTok, but they're good. Yeah, you should. I'll send you a few later on when I'm pooping.
Yeah, I only you and Cam send me talks, as I call them,
Okay.
that I should watch. So when I get a talk from you guys, I watch it. But otherwise, I don't
So
generally.
Barry, you're not
scroll.
TikTok either. Are you on TikTok or no?
I posted like 3 stupid videos.
Right.
Like I'm on there, but I don't.
Yeah.
People, I
I'm
see
not
people.
on
It's
there.
like zombie behavior.
Yeah,
Just like you're like.
I'm a TikTok
thumb,
voyeur. I don't
thumb.
post. I just watch.
Yeah, but you know what's weird to me though, like the people that are on TikTok, like my dude friends, like Dan, who all of a sudden went lowbrow after 30 minutes. He finally went lowbrow on this. Like he's on TikTok. Like the dudes are on TikTok where I'm like, I would rather fall down a YouTube wormhole and be stuck in that crap for a day than do 1 minute on TikTok.
There's
what you
really
said,
good
if Dan
content.
says it, I watch it, but that's it.
There's really good content. I'll
I'm
do
still
a
over
better
here
job.
rearranging my top 8 on MySpace. So
Is Tom still in there? Do you have Tom up there?
I think you had to keep him in there. I don't remember.
There was a
but
point where you could boot him, and I booted him just because out of principle. I was like, "How dare you? I don't know you." Like
He
my
got it.
top 8 has there's a rule. If you've seen the inside of my bathroom, you can be in my top 8. That's it. Now I got a brand new bathroom, so I have no 8. I've got nothing.
Or in the case of Dan, if you've ruined the inside of Levack's bathroom,
which is why Dan's not invited inside.
That's why I won't see the new one.
There's a Home Depot bucket and a garden hose out back for Dan.
So we have a president on the podcast this week. So to the president, I say, there's good days and bad days at work, right?
Mhm.
And when you have
Yeah.
a bad day, when the team has a bad day, you don't go out there and try to explain to everybody how a bad day was really a good day. You go out there
Right.
and you own it like a man, right?
Well, and the number one thing. So I've never been a president of anything before this. The number one thing I feel like I am is support staff, right? I've got an amazing group. I got Matt Woods, who's VP head of tickets. I got Caroline Perry, who is game day ops. I got Ryan Hulub, who's corporate sponsorships. I've got all these guys who do an amazing job. So when something goes wrong, I don't want them bogged down with that. That's me. That's where I step in. That's where I go, okay, here's what went wrong. Like, we did this and it went wrong. I'm sorry, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But no, never like, well, you know what? Sure, we lost by 3. But if you turn that score upside down, realistically, it's just a W in reverse. It's just
we're on recovery.
Your job as like the president should be the buck stops here. Like it should be whatever went wrong is my fault, and then I go deal with it later. Like that's it. We're in recession, 100%. We're in a recession. Here's how we get out of the recession. Not, well, it's not really a recession. I mean, sure, go ahead and get a mortgage right now. It's 3 times the interest rate you would have got it like 2 weeks ago. Go ahead, go fill your gas tank with $87 worth of gas that would have cost you 30. Everything's fine. Come on, it's
Yeah, but I think you dealt with that a little, Jeff, right? Like, so I don't want to air too much, but early in the season, your first week, nobody's listening anyway. Your first week or two.
I just don't care.
That's the safety blanket of this show. Nobody's listening.
If
first
they made
week or
it through
two,
the Hitler joke early, they're going to be here. It's fine.
did you know Hitler loved amphetamines? I didn't know that, but I guess it's the thing.
Well, there's something he and I have in common. What?
But so you dealt with some turmoil the first week or two of the year, right? You guys came out of the gate a little sluggish. You had a little bit of a rough start.
The off season was where it was really bad because our former quarterback came out and said I was a piece of shit who didn't pay him.
Right. But you own that, right? So that day that came out, you were on a local morning show, a rock station, talking about what happened and your side of the story. But you made no excuses. You used no lies. Like you were straight up.
It was legitimate. And over time, we found out it was complete misunderstanding on both sides. Like that guy's playing again. I had the ability to try to screw with him playing again, and I had zero interest in that. He had the ability to keep coming after me. He had zero interest in that. It was a misunderstanding. But if I had done what is happening right here, where I just sat there and made it his fault or tried to shirk blame or any of those things, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And I obviously running an Arena League football team is not the same as running the United States of America. But day-to-day life, like Barry, like you said, if you're in charge, you have a bad day at work, say you had a bad day at work, own it up to it. I had a conversation with somebody who works for me 3 weeks ago where it was a complete cluster F and they were just making excuses. And I just looked at them and I went, look, I don't want a pound of flesh. I just don't want it to happen again. And when you make an excuse, I'm sure it's going to happen again. Where if you just tell me what happened and then we both fix it, we're good. And
Right.
that person is like MVP level since then.
Yeah. Well, it's managing people. It's what concerns me is this president has been a failure, like a massive failure. And if the last president doesn't get out of the way, we're going to have 4 more years of this crap. I really believe that. I voted for Trump. I thought the 4 years he ran were fine. But there's so much animosity towards him right now that he needs to get out of the way so we can get a real president in, not one of these DNC puppets.
But isn't that the problem though? Like that's why I've never been more mad at the Democratic Party than I am now, because you had a slam dunk win.
100%. 100%.
And you gave me Biden.
Right. And Harris. But you didn't even give us a VP that we could groom.
Like Buttigieg.
Right?
Like somebody who I can look up to.
Who's also just tanked, by the way. But you didn't give us a future, right? Like, it's not like we're sitting here 2 years into Biden like, well, you know what? Harris is going to be the nominee, and hopefully she can turn things around. Like, she's just as bad, if not worse, than he is. So what?
All right, say what you want about Obama. Other countries respected us. Say what you want about Trump. Other countries feared us. Right now, we are the laughing stock of the freaking world.
100%.
I would rather be respected or feared than laughed at when it comes to being a country. Now, me personally, laugh away. That's what I do.
Well, so with zero accountability, Jeff, I know this isn't one of our topics today, but this Kyler Murray stuff, man, like what? So for those of you who don't know, he signed a $230 million contract, and in his contract, he has to watch four hours of game film per game week to maintain his contract, to not void his contract.
Right, which you should be able to do accidentally, by the way.
Right, and he came out yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, last night, and said he wouldn't have done the things he's done if he didn't watch game film. He wouldn't be as successful as he is if he didn't watch game film, because he went undefeated in high school.
Right.
So I gave context. Give me some Levack here. Like, what are we? What's your perspective?
The guy who pumps your gas on the Jersey Turnpike went undefeated in high school as a quarterback. It's like high school, college, pros. You can't say you went undefeated in high school and that makes you a great like film watcher. I feel like that part of the contract is a warning shot to two people. It was a warning shot to Kyler Murray, who clearly does not know his offense. He runs around like a crazy person. Watch what happens with him and Hollywood Brown this year. Watch it. Hollywood Brown's going to be pissed off when he's open, and that dude don't throw him the ball because he's running around like a crazy person. And it's a warning shot to Cliff Kingsbury, because you can't get your quarterback to learn your offense.
Your quarterback, by the way.
Your quarterback.
You took a quarterback in Josh Rosen.
We kicked the quarterback. We fired the coach. Right. We brought you and this kid in, and you can't get him to watch film and know an offense.
You burned a first-round pick on Josh Rosen. The next year took Kyler Murray. So, I mean, you've got to – I agree with you 100%. Kingsbury's – that's got to be a shot at him. But Laura Rutledge had a stat today. The Cardinals ended the year 2-8 their last 10 games. Murray was 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions in those 10 games. I mean, that just shows defenses were reacting to him, and he wasn't reacting to them, right?
Yeah. Well, look, people want to make him Lamar Jackson. What I think is special about Lamar Jackson is he is a big physical athlete.
Right.
And the Ravens built a team that could play inside the numbers. So as he's got to grow, but they built a team that can play inside the numbers. If you can keep Kyler Murray behind his offensive line, he's not tall enough to see or throw over them.
Right.
They become 5 weapons against your quarterback. All you have to do is pin him back there somehow. And I say somehow because, again, team president, not defensive coordinator, not head coach. I don't know how to do it, but they know how to do it. They figure you out. And he is absolutely screwed. He is going that the Cardinals are going to be a joke for years and years to come because they gave in and took that clause out of the contract.
They took it out?
Oh, it's out.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't see that.
They took it out. Yes, they buckled.
Let me bottom line real quick. So when you talk about 4 hours of game film, guys like us who do podcasts, right? We're going to be talking about betting on games and DraftKings odds, DraftKings daily fantasy, DraftKings fantasy season. we're going to watch 4 hours of game film to do a crappy podcast, expecting an NFL quarterback to watch 4 hours of game film. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We will do that by default, almost by accident. We'll watch 4 hours of game film. It's crazy that ever had to be put on paper.
Your boy under center right now for the Empire. How many hours of film is he watching a week?
Sammy Castronova?
Yeah.
Nonstop. Like,
dude,
so we have a system. It's a program, and we can see who's logged in and who hasn't. And like that dude lives on it. He lives on it.
I saw one of your boys. I saw one of your boys at a watering hole recently, and he was sitting eating some wings. Maybe there. Sitting there eating some wings and watching game film while he's eating. Mm-hmm. So like Kyler Murray can't do that. Dude making $230 million can't do that.
So like Barry's point, right? So we're gonna draft our fantasy football teams. We're gonna watch film. I used to do a 4 hour a day talk show. I would prep 4 hours a day for that 4 hour a day talk show. That's 4 hours a day,
right?
Of game film, internet,
5 times what he's doing,
right. And that's a fat guy sitting on a stool. That's not somebody scrambling and trying to throw a touchdown against the Rams defense. Like, I'm also a Raiders fan. The Jamarcus Russell story, as I like to call him, Jabusto Russell, where they sent him home with a bunch of film. They said, watch the film. He came back. I learned a lot. They went, okay, well, we sent you home with blank film, so you're an asshole. That hurts my soul. So when I hear a quarterback won't watch film, especially a number 1 overall pick, I'm just like, oh, I hate you so much.
Is Kyler Murray on the Cardinals in the next 3 years? 3 years from right now, is he on the Cardinals?
I got to look at the guaranteed money because they might be stuck with him one way or the other. I don't know. I'm going to say no because I think injuries. I would say he's going to get because he's going to keep running. He's going to keep trying to run out, and a linebacker is going to eat him. It's going to be.
Is he out of the league in 3 years? Is he RG3?
Yeah. He's worse than RG3. RG3 at least tried.
Unless he rewrites the story, but I don't see it.
When you publicly say that, like when you publicly go, "How dare you tell me to do homework?" Like he could have been the man for Arizona and went, I have no problem with this clause because I was already doing it.
Yeah, so do it twice that anyway.
Yeah, right. I'm already doing it.
Thing, right? You could have made this a non-issue for the team too, and just said,
you could have been later.
Right. Double it. Right? I mean, I'll do 8 hours a week.
Well, he's probably watching our president, so that's what he learned how to do.
Well, hopefully, he's not learning to ride a bike from him. So.
All right, so moving on to Johnstone Supply. Summer is here, and you can feel the heat here in upstate New York. It is unbearable. I am sweating through my boxers right now. If you want to stay cool all summer long indoors, call Johnstone Supply in Troy.
Good luck watching this show, ladies.
Ask the team at Johnstone Supply about their high-efficiency central AC systems and ductless mini-splits. Goodman, Fujitsu, and Westinghouse are all in stock and at great prices. Need someone to help install a new system? Johnstone Supply in Troy can help with that too. Give Tom, Kev, James, or Bert a call, and they help you put you in a cooler place this summer. To stay cool all summer long, call Johnstone Supply in Troy, 518-272-5922, or visit them at 2600 6th Avenue in Troy. Get a new AC system today by calling 518-272-5922 or connecting online at johnstonesupply.com.
You know how you're doing like be a man earlier? You walk into Johnstone Supply, you instantly like I start doing the Tim the Toolman Taylor. I'm like, oh, there's like tools everywhere. I went in there like to do a show. I bought a ladder. I couldn't help myself. Like I was like, I have to buy something to be a man. So I have a ladder. It'll hold my fat ass too, which is big.
Oh, that's exciting.
If you need to borrow it, Dan, let me know.
I was gonna say, if you had to give me the specs on that ladder, what would it be?
It's in my garage. You just borrow it.
Perfect.
Dan will let you borrow his sweat-soaked boxers in return. So.
Yes. Making seed out in orchards before. These are
going on eBay after this to cover my my F-bomb jar from the last episode.
He's gonna irrigate a small desert town with his boxers.
Call me Aaron Brockovich.
Oh man!
No,
all right,
no, I'm not gonna say it.
Well, listen, I want to have before we go down a road that we can't recover from. I want to have a little fun with Levack and talk some sports. So we like to do on this show. We like to do segments like overrated, underrated, or top lists or whatever. So I thought it would be cool to go ahead and lay out just among dudes having some drinks, our top 5 teams, right? Just the only criteria is single season, right? You're the top 5 teams, and it's not like this isn't like Roger Maris's Yankees or something like this. This is like your lifetime, the top 5 teams that you've been a part of or witnessed or whatever, and we'll go 5 to 1, right? We'll go number 5 to number 1. We'll count them down.
So I like that you put it that way too, because like I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, sure, it's the Bulls, it's that, the other. So my list is legitimately 5 teams that like changed me. You know what I mean? Like these are the teams that I'm watching, and like, some of them made me a fan of what they were. Some of them I was already a fan, but I was like, okay, that's why I'm a fan. So like, I'm glad that you put it like that, because I was going to feel really stupid if you guys just broke out like the Bill Russell Celtics. Like,
no, this is, I think this is
let me
like
delete that one out real quick.
Yeah, I think it's personal. It's like you're tough, and we talk about like accountability and greatness, right? These are teams that define, and for not dynasties, not over a decade, right? It's teams that defined greatness for a year, and that, as you put it, they change your life, because this is what to me sports is all about, like the passion, the everything that I do in life. Whenever I talk about like my job or Dan or other people's jobs, I will always relate it back to sports and accountability, teamwork, having a playbook, executing, right? All that stuff. So sports is part of life. And I think that, the sports teams, your top sports teams that inspire you, they change your life because they inspire you to be like them.
Awesome. Who's going first? Who's doing number 5 first?
Guess first, man. It's all you. Go for it.
I'm going to, so I was, this is going to like this, you're going to laugh. I wrestled with this one. Literally. I was between the NWO. Because I count that. I count that.
I like that.
And
that was big.
I was, but I ultimately, because I had to see everything they did, but I ultimately went with the Dream Team, the 1992 Olympic basketball team, the greatest semblance of talent in the history of mankind. Because as a Knicks fan, I got to root for Jordan and Pippen, which was like so crazy, and I remember collecting the cups from McDonald's. I remember having a T-shirt with Christian Laettner on it, and I freaking hated Christian Laettner, and I'll talk more about that later on this list. It's the Dream Team. As much as I loved basketball, like I was a kid who I had mono in high school, and I went to the basketball court anyway, like dying, just like I had to shoot my layups. I had to do my thing because I loved basketball. But nothing made me love basketball as much as the Dream Team. So I'm going to go with 92, the Dream Team, Jordan, Pippen, Stockton, Malone, Magic, Bird, Ewing, Mullen, David Robinson, the Admiral, Barkley, Drexler, my dear friend Christian Laettner, not Isaiah Thomas. Screw you, Isaiah. That was they won an average of 44 points a game.
Yeah, wild. So I went kind of a weird direction with this one. I went 03 Red Sox, because I'll get to the 04 Red Sox later. Trust me.
Sure.
But the 03 Red Sox, we grew up in Massachusetts hearing about the 86 Sox, 67 Sox, the tragedy that is the Red Sox. And I got to experience that like real good in 03. And I feel like that team was so good. And 04 was so amazing because of how 03 ended. So when we talk about like changing your life or being part of your life, like while the change in my life was sadness and depression, the impact that 03 team had was huge for me. So the 03 Red Sox are my number 5.
Nice. You both went in a little different direction. I went in a predictable and shallow, for me, direction. The number 5 team for me is the 17-18 Vegas Golden Knights. As an expansion team, and Dan knows I'm crazy about the Knights. I love Vegas. That's like my home away from home from my time in California. And they're the team that transitioned Vegas into a sports town. Like they planted their flag and said, this is a hockey town, this is a sports town. And they had an expansion team, knocked out the Sharks in the Western Conference playoffs, went all the way to the Stanley Cup final, fell short. They didn't win the Stanley Cup, but for an expansion team, for an organization that literally didn't have a treadmill or a playbook or a whiteboard to make the Stanley Cup Finals was incredible. It was an incredible run.
See, I love that because I legitimately was trying to think of teams that I had no tie to, that I was invested in, and that was a team that was that. So I like that. Dan's answer sucked, but
I'm surprised. I thought you loved the 03 Red Sox.
I like them, but anything Red Sox, I can't get behind. All right, so number 4 for me. You're gonna see it like I don't want to say I peaked in high school, but there was definitely some love in that area. The Fab Five, 92, 93. So the second year of the Fab Five, Weber, Jalen Rose, Juwan Howard, Ray Jackson, Jimmy King. And I love this team for a lot of reasons. Like, I have not owned White Sox since this team played. There was the Black Sox they had to have. And I felt really cool because I also had Black Sox. Every single one of those games, I'm in my room, I'm dunking on the Nerf hoop because I'm cool. And they just were so cool. They were so much fun. And I was a Michigan fan because of football, and then they made me a Michigan basketball fan. What I hate about this team is I to this day, I feel like if they were now, they would have multiple championships. In the era of one and dones, they would have won at least one. If they had if somehow the time had lined up where Glenn Rice was playing for them while they were out there, and I know that screws the Fab Five up, but they would have won multiple championships. So screw Leitner, screw North Carolina, but give me the Fab Five. Those are my dudes. I feel like Weber's the guy I'd least like to hang out with and have a beer. I don't know, like Juwan Howard seems like that dude, and that would be cool. Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, I feel like they'd want to fight me, but that team was so important to me.
Nice. I went 96 Bulls here, which I realize is super obvious. It's number 4 for me. I remember being a kid playing in Grim Skippy's backyard, playing some basketball. And I remember just, Luke Longley, Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, Jordan. Obviously, that team was so cool and really made basketball a big deal for me at a young age. And then to kind of tie to Jeff's first point with the NWO, Dennis Rodman going to wrestling a year later made that team so much cooler.
The worm.
Right. So to me, that Bulls team, we were big wrestling fans at that point. I was a huge wrestling fan, 96, 97. So, Rodman having the overlay, the Bulls being as good as they are, that team being so great. I believe NBA Jams came out that year, which was also really cool. So for me, the 96 Bulls are on my list.
Wait a minute. You got to remember Rodman, too, legitimately pulled the Shaggy, "It Wasn't Me," to Carmen Electra.
Yeah,
Carmen Electra walks in the room. It's him and 2 chicks. And he's like, I don't know. They must have fallen from the ceiling. I don't know. It wasn't me. To Carmen
they're just here to clean
Electra.
All right, my number 4. I had to go a little bit outside the stick and ball box on this one. So I picked, similar to everybody else, not necessarily a team that I love. Actually, a team I pretty much disliked everything about. Damn, I hate you, but I really respect you. And that's 1998. Jeff Gordon, Ray Evernham, and the number 24 Rainbow Warriors in the NASCAR Cup Series. That team only finished outside the top 10 5 times in 32 races. They started out the season with 3 finishes outside the top 10, and they would only do it one more time for 28 more races. That team was incredible. And Jeff Gordon won championship by, I think, 400 points, ran away with it, was put NASCAR on the map, right? I mean, so 98, NASCAR was getting ridiculously huge. Jeff Gordon was the guy who put it there, won his 3rd championship, and absolutely walked all over the competition. I hated every minute of it, but the excellence of execution from Ray Evernham and from the crew, because to me, NASCAR is a team sport, and from Jeff Gordon, nothing like it since. Even Jimmy Johnson, 7 championships and everything else. The 1998 number 24 team destroyed NASCAR. It was an incredible run.
Was that the gray car where they Everything was in the gray area. Any rule that NASCAR kind of left the gray area, they were like, yeah, we can fill a little extra fuel. We can do like
Yeah, I mean that's so. There's a little bit of that. I mean, they talk about Everhand. They 98 Earnhardt won the Daytona 500, but the 97 Daytona 500, they talk about it like those cars were, as they would say, NASCAR cheated up. I mean, you would if you could put you could put a little weight somewhere, you could shave a little bit off the body panel somewhere. I mean, those cars were cheated up, but they were, they always found a way. It was Richard Petty used to say, you don't do something that they told you not to do. You just find something that they haven't excluded yet, right? You just fill in that, as you put it, the gray area. Those guys were amazing at it, and they executed on race day. I mean, they were virtually perfect to finish only 5 times outside the top 10. There's teams that would get 5 top 10s and call it a great season. Those guys destroyed it. It was an incredible run.
So far, I like Barry's list better than mine. All right. Number 3 for me is the 93-94 New York Rangers. And everybody's going to they won the cup. Yes. Messier was amazing. Leach, Richter, all those things are great. But I love the 94 Rangers for one person. And if I ever own a hockey jersey, it's going to be one person. And it's Jeff Bookaboom. That big old Canadian. That big son bitch. I don't like that guy. What was he? 6'5", like 260. And it was like literally like you would go out, you throw an elbow into Messier's face, and 3 seconds later, coming over the wall is Book. Here comes Bookaboom. And he's gonna beat the shit out of you. Like he's not out there to score goals, he's not the pass, he's not the whatever. Bookaboom was out to drop the gloves and hammer bitches down. And I love Jeff Bookaboom. To this day, my favorite Canadian ever. The Bookaboom. 93, 94.
6'5", 230, by the way.
Yeah. Oh my God. He was and like on skates. So what is he? Was he 6'6"? like come on.
Goodness.
Like I'm saying, if you like ladies, I'm sure there's like one of you watching the show. You want into my heart? 94 Rangers Bookaboom jersey. XXX. Let's go.
Yeah, Gaz, take care of your boy.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, you don't love me. He only likes me on Tuesdays and Saturdays for the Levack Gods.
So my number 3 team here, the 07 Giants, the team that broke the perfect season for the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Eli Manning, Plaxico Burress, amazing. As a Giants fan, you went into that game really expecting to get smoked. The last time they were in a Super Bowl before that was the Baltimore Ravens putting up like 40 points on them with Trent Dilfer.
Which you were supposed to smoke them.
Right. Just the other way around. So you expected Tom Brady and Randy Moss and all those dudes to just chew up the Giants, and they didn't. The Giants stood up. That NASCAR package defense came out and stomped Tom Brady. So that 07 team, amazing. Nobody thought they could do it. True underdog story, and they pulled it off.
That's the one and only Super Bowl I have been to in my life, and
Nice.
The Giants really made it miserable for me.
You're welcome.
I never saw. I'll tell you what, that Patriots locker room after that game. Wow. I never heard you like a funeral.
You were in there?
Yeah, I was working the game. I was working. I got pictures, down on the field with not Burris. Who's the other receiver?
Toomer?
But Amani Toomer. I was working that game, so I got.
Awesome.
It was incredible, and I remember being in the tunnel, and you're like, oh, they got the ball back, and Brady's going to go down and win this game, and then like the air, like on the Boston side, the air just went. And it was, everybody, because you remember we were talking about, a town called perfect and right, and all that bullshit, which is because you didn't do it. It's bullshit now,
right.
But man,
it's the Patriots, so it's bullshit.
Never been to a more sports related funeral in my life. It was terrible.
So number 3, Barry, where are you at?
My number 3 is I not to just suck on my dinkies this whole thing, but I got to go with the 2020 Dodgers for a number of reasons. Number one,
I love championship season.
Love Clayton Kershaw, and they gave that was a great 6-game series. Clayton Kershaw 2-0 in the World Series. Ty Sandy Koufax for starts as a Dodger in the World Series. The world needed things to feel good about. Like the world was desperate. I was desperate for things to feel good about. that was a fun series, a fun World Series, despite all the COVID BS that impacted it. Like, I love the fact that Kershaw got his finally. The dude is a stud, an all-time stud. And I think, again, I mean, in the midst of a world where you literally felt good about nothing, the World Series came along and was like, oh, thank you for just breathing some normalcy into my life and for getting the Dodgers a ring.
I love the fact that Barry has not picked a single one of his like favorite teams so far. It's like,
I'm picking it. No, I'm picking them all. I'm a Dodger guy.
You really? Guy. I thought you were a Red Sox guy.
No.
The Red Sox and I had a messy divorce the day that they did what they did to Terry Francona. That was the end of it for me. They'll never get another dollar from me for as long as those money grubbing bastards own that team. Never ever.
I love
never ever. I'm done.
Yeah, take that, Dan.
Yeah, fair. All right, Jeff, number 2, where are you going?
Number 2. All right, so if I told you, I've been asked, why are you a Raiders?
If I told you.
What if I told you? As a Raiders fan, I always get like, you're from Albany, New York. Why are you a Raiders fan? I don't know why everybody's Canadian, but they all ask me that.
So they're drinking a Labatt.
Yeah. Why are you ooting a boot for the Raiders?
This conversation happened in Warrensburg, didn't it?
Yeah, it was right over there about their boot. So my dad was like back in the days of like sweaters and leather helmets. My dad was a football player. Like, I'm old. And he was supposed to be like real deal. Like he had a high school deal into a college deal back then it was like your high school coach would negotiate almost a college deal for you and whatever. So his high school coach leaves when he's a sophomore. His junior year, he's a halfback. The new coach comes in and says, I got nothing for you. I'm not helping you. He's now soured on football, but he loves the game. So he'll watch the game, but he never roots for a team. I tell you this incredibly long story because as a small child, I always go, Dad, who do you want to win? Who's going to win? Dad, who's going to win? Who do you want to win? And he would never answer me. He's like, I'll tell you after the game. The 1980 Oakland Raiders, the first ever wild card team to win the Super Bowl and beat the living piss out of the Philadelphia Eagles, was the first time my dad ever looked over at me and went, I hope the Raiders win. The Raiders are going to win this game. I have been a Raiders fan ever since. That team with Casper and Branch, all that, Plunkett. That is why I am a diehard Raiders fan. Love the silver and black. That team, I remember as a kid, 4 freaking years old, staring at the television like my life depended, like the scene in A Clockwork Orange with the eyes clipped open, because I finally had a team to root for. And the kicker of the story is, for the rest of my life, every time there was a negative article in the newspaper about the Raiders, my dad would cut it out and leave it for me. It's like, it's your fault. I like this freaking team. Stop the silver and slack. Great. Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. So number 2 for me is the 04 Red Sox. That team winning a championship. My dad and I watched that game together when they clinched it in St. Louis. Bear, I think you were at that game, if I remember right.
Yeah, so
those money-grubbing pricks.
It's actually my number 2 as well. During that series, I was at Fenway Park when Ortiz hit the walk-off. I was at Yankee Stadium when they clinched Game 7, and I was at Busch Stadium thanks to my job. So I basically went with the team on that ride, and it was a team. It was a team of good guys, and Terry Francona's a guy I would take a bullet for. I love Terry Francona so much, which is why I hate the team now. But 2004, Dan, 2004.
Yeah, dude, that team was filthy, and the trading of Nomar, the Orlando Cabrera edition. I think that Kurt Schilling, like that team, Pedro's the dirtiest baseball player I've ever seen in my life. Like that 98 to like early 2000s Pedro, next level. So the 04 Red Sox, on my deathbed, my memory will be watching Veritek pick up Keith Folk. That'll be my last image as I drift off to darkness.
Yeah, you still found a way to make it dark though, so I like that.
Yeah,
yeah,
you're welcome.
And anybody who's ever drank with you knows that's not far off. So,
All right, number one. Number one.
All right. As a young child, I was born into the NY, but I don't remember the 1978 World Series. I don't. I wish I did. I was only 2. The 1996 New York Yankees are quite honestly, like my daughter being born, winning New York State Broadcasters Awards, stuff like that are towards the top. But the Yankees winning the World Series in '96, I was hosting a Halloween party. It was October 26th. It finished. There was a guy who worked in the kitchen that I worked in at that point who looked like Joe Torre that we were calling every hour on the hour from like midnight to like 4 a.m. to congratulate him for winning the World Series. The 96 New York Yankees. I remember the next morning, like the keg leaked onto the rug and I'm kicking water at the people sleeping with the bat. Like I'm kicking dirt out of the box because we were still talking about winning the World Series. The 1996 New York Yankees, the beginning of the dynasty.
I don't know if there's a way I could boo that, but I would.
You can boo whatever you want. It wouldn't have mattered because the only boo would have been that ghost. The ghost of the Bambino. Dude, and by the way, I'm not watching the next episode of The Captain because that's going to get into like 04, I'm sure. But like right now, man, like the 96 New York Yankees, like you want to talk about pure joy in the world of sports, the 1996 New York Yankees.
All right, Dan.
I like it.
Underdogs beating the Braves, by the way. Just put it out there.
That's great. So, that was a great season of baseball.
Great
season.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I like him better than you, Dan.
Yeah, well, that's not hard to do. A lot of people do. So number one for me is the 1999 St. Louis Rams.
You are a piece of shit. I hate you.
Greatest show on turf. What Kurt Warner and that offense did changed the game of football. That was such fun football to watch. I cannot speak enough about how that was a transformative time. That changed my perspective on football. I loved it. And what Kurt Warner did, what that team did, unbelievable. We have what we have today with Aaron Rodgers and with these gunslinging big arm offenses because of what Kurt Warner did in '99 with Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and Ricky Prohl and Asakeem and Marshall Faulk. That's why we have the football we have today. So number one for me, easily '99 Rams.
So playing off of that, if there was ever a time when I would have bet reproductive organs, I would have bet every dollar I would ever have, it would be 2002, and some kid named Tom Brady, some lanky guy from Michigan, is getting ready to go up against the Los Angeles Rams. St. Louis, whatever they were.
Who do you like better now, Jeff?
And I would have bet everything I ever had that there was absolutely no way. And I'm watching this game on.
Do you know the Raiders have been double-digit favorites? I'm sorry.
I'm watching this game unfold. Beginning as the greatest coaching job in history. Clutch. I mean, just clutch for it. No upset like it. And then to have Bob Kraft up there after now say we're all Patriots, and tonight the Patriots are world champions. Greatest sports night of my life.
Yeah, I mean, all that extra game film really helped them, so that's good.
Yeah.
If only Kyler Murray had access to that.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, listen, why do we
knew what a fumble was.
Why do we have to hate each other's number ones? We don't all have to be Bobby Heenan on this podcast. We can.
Your number ones directly remind me of some of the worst football moments of my life. Like if we do this again, we could do like the worst 5 moments in my NFL like fandom, and you guys have like brought in 2 of them. like number 1 for me is always going to be 51-3 to the Bills. Like as a child, I cried my balls off over that game. But like the tuck rule game and the fact that the Raiders would have been significant favorites. I believe it was 11.5 points over the Rams in that Super Bowl.
Rams would have smoked them.
Oh, are you out of your mind?
Smoked
Are you
them.
out of your mind? The only coach who could beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl was the one who did, John Gruden. Okay, all right.
All right,
man, that hurts my soul.
I think
can't wait till this year when we win it all.
So you're gonna come back and we could do the top 5 like soul crushing sports moments of our lives, right? We could do it.
I'm all in. I will go on this show anytime you want. The other shows in the Godzilla network, they have to pay me. But you guys, whatever you want, I will go buy myself more bourbon and I will do this.
Fantastic.
Wow. This is an outstanding development. All right, hey, real quick, I gotta just remind everybody that at Mohawk Honda, the team can find what you're looking for by searching the lot or the entire Eastern Seaboard. They do it just for you. The real opportunity, though, right now is either trading in or selling your vehicle because Mohawk Honda buys cars. And in some cases, you could probably sell your car for more than you paid for it. The supply chain still facing challenges. It's a wreck, and it creates a selling opportunity for you. As always, the team at Mohawk Honda makes the buying and selling experience easy. You know them as Cars with Kern, Trust Trav Landry, Lewis, the VIP man Morales, C-Mac, Let's Do a Deal, McKenna Drive with Deanna Coles, or just talk to the leader, the man in charge, the non-absentee president, general manager Greg Johnson at Mohawk Honda, Freeman's Bridge Road in Scotia. They want to buy your car, and they always go out of their way to please you.
My buddy's going there tomorrow. Like, we're taping this on a Friday. My buddy's going tomorrow to buy a vehicle, and he texts me and goes, "Hey, will you reach out to Mohawk Honda and let them know, take care of me?" I'm like, absolutely. Easiest call you ever make, because it's like they're already going to do it. They take care of everybody.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I got you, buddy. What do you need? Whatever. All right, you're good. So
you just show up and you get the hookup. That's how it works.
That's right. That's right. And if you want me to get credit for it, hell, DM me. Let's go.
Use the code Levack when you go in
code.
there.
Yeah. Screw you, guys. Screw you, GOZ, loser.
All right. Well, listen,
we got to do a case race. We have to do a case race. We have to do a Godzilla case race.
We've gone over an hour, and this is no joke. I think we're actually going to blow up Gaz's storage pretty soon. We got to. So we're going to come back. We're going to do this again. I want to talk about some things more in depth, actually, some more Levack things. But before we wrap this one up, I just want to talk Empire. Where are we at with the Empire? Give me an update on where we sit in Empire season.
All right, so we're taping this on a Friday. Tomorrow is the playoffs, right? So number 1 seed, the Albany Empire, your champions. Hold on, let me get this. Your champions right here.
Oh man.
Bling, bling, bling.
I had to turn my brightness down.
We're hosting the Jacksonville Sharks. Now the Sharks are a 2-time NAL champ. We have a chance to be a 2-time NAL champ. We're gonna beat them tomorrow. We beat them tomorrow. We host the winner of the Carolina Cobras, the Columbus Lions, on August 13th at the MVP Arena. Let's get this. Let's get another championship. This is an organization that could have 3 championships by the end of next month. Let's go.
Man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, Jeff, thank you for joining us today, man. This has been a lot of fun. I hope we can get some real constructive feedback after this so that Barry and I can actually make money off this at some point.
You think we're doing that's great
stuff, man. I just like having fun. Let's go.
That's what it's all about, dude. This is just fun. This is fun for me.
Well, the other news would be that if any of us win the Powerball tonight or the Mega Millions tonight, maybe we can take Bros and Bourbon onto a bigger platform.
Well, listen.
If one of you guys wins, absolutely. If I win, who are you? Who?
Yeah.
Tell me again about how much you love that my Raiders didn't get to win the Super Bowl. Tell me again. Huh? Tell me again, Barry.
I'll be the guy in the brand new Raptor SVT driving into the Empire game to try to watch him win a championship. That's where I'll be at.
I know we talked.
If either of you guys wins it, I will give you free tickets to the game.
Fantastic.
Done.
I know we talked briefly earlier. Is that your first purchase, Barry, a Raptor? Is that the first thing you're spending money on?
Oh, I like that.
Ooh. Oh boy.
First thing you buy.
Yeah, probably. Because listen, here's the thing. I think I'd be a good rich person because I don't need a lot of indulgence. Like, there's not a lot of things I want. I love my truck. I'd like to buy the Raptor SVT. That's not a ridiculous. That's not a Bugatti. That's a reasonable purchase. It's expensive. It's a luxury, but yeah, I'm gonna go hit it up. I'm gonna get me a nice truck. I mean, I'll look at a couple other options, but that's where I'm going. Get my truck pimped out.
I'm getting a decked out RV, just like.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Just like, I mean, the kind of RV like where I just like I don't even go to my house. Screw
like
the house.
Luke Bryan, like you just how I imagine, just like souped up.
Right.
Yeah,
like I heard stories. So I was on Zach Brown's RV, and it was really nice. but I heard Brad Paisley's is insane. Like multiple TVs to play Guitar Hero on and shit like that. I'll call his people and be like, "Listen, build me an RV. I'm ready."
Yeah, you one of them boys.
And then get off my bus because it's mine. I'm gonna drive it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a RV. I think it would be awesome to travel the country in an RV. Like I would love that.
And then get a driver that doesn't stay on the RV.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Here's a 10.
They go to like the storage underneath. You like open a door and just like roll in.
Expose yourself to the undercarriage.
Dan, I would give you a chance to revise your first purchase, but I'm scared. I think it's a bad idea. So we should probably just let it ride.
Would you own a rubber duck?
There's first answer
in Amsterdam called Fantasy Island. That might work out for you.
So this is tough because the drawing's tonight, right?
Yes.
So I just read today that Riley Reid had her first baby. So I feel like she's going to be healing up for a little while. So I don't think she'll be my first purchase.
I don't know who that is.
Jesus Christ. Get to the Google. Somebody crack open the Google. Find some Riley Reid. But I think I'd give me a nice lake house, man. That's what I want to do. Give me a lake house, something big, something right on the water.
Every lake's a lake house. Let's go. Let's just buy RVs and drive around.
And Dan's going to drive that sucker right in. It's going to be a lake house. It's going to drive that something right in.
I'll make you guys a deal right now. I win. All three of us get RVs. Let's go.
Let's go.
Count
Let's
it.
get it.
Lock it up.
All right.
Hey, it's Bros and Bird Podcast. The Jeff Levack on Twitter. You can find us at Bros and letter N Bourbon Pod on Twitter. You can tell us you think we're nuts or crazy or whatever. If you got top 5 sports takes, we'd love to hear them. You can interact with us there. As always, check out Levack and Gaz, all the other Godzilla media properties. Don't forget to root for the Albany Empire. It's required. And enjoy the bourbon for the coming week.
By the way, this is the cat I'm adopting. Oh my god!
Oh, Big Truss is out.
No, I'm adopting one that looks like Big Truss and hope she'll raise him.
Oh, nice.
Al. On the RV.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. You didn't need a lottery. You're just rescuing pets just because.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Are you trying to get some good juju before the drawing tonight?
I don't know any bad juju, so it's all good to me.
Cheers. All right, cheers. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Cheers, fellas. Thanks a lot. Good to chat with you guys.